Hi, team. Welcome to your final project overview. So the final course project, it's hands-on experience in data viz, storytelling, and professional communication. You've got to work collaboratively. You're going to design, evaluate, and implement a set of visuals that address a real business problem. I've tried to integrate a lot of the different things that we've done throughout the term all into one, right? We've been very kind of compartmentalized, like learn tool, learn concept, learn tool, learn concept, learn tool, learn concept. Now we've learned a bunch of tools, we've learned a bunch of concepts. Let's put them all together. Um, so in terms of learning objectives, you can kind of read over those pieces, but it's just putting it all together, doing everything that we've kind of done. Uh, Maybe the most important early on is okay, it is a group project or it can be a group project. Again, I like to give you all as much kind of flexibility as possible. And so the final project can be completed in groups of no more than 4 students. Regarding the formation, here's what we're going to do. You can choose to work alone. Please be aware if you do this, this option does require more work and it will help you though, right? You're going to develop skills across sort of all the relevant domains. Um, Students selecting this option must post to the final group project group selection discussion board, that's a handful, by the deadline noted above. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to our D2L page, you're going to find discussions, and you're going to go on to final group project. You're going to click here. Mine's going to look different. You're going to start a new thread, or you may just start a post. I don't know what yours is going to look like. But you're just going to say, I, Gray Hunter, am doing the final project alone, right? You have to tell me that. You can also self-identify. You can form a group of between 2 to 4 students. So you can work with up to 1 to 3 of your classmates. Only one group member is then required to go to, again, the same place, and then you need to post the following, right? Indicate your name and then every member of your team. All right. And so if you don't post, right, whether you want to work alone or people that you select, you can opt for random assignment. And so students preferring an instructor assigned group need to take no action. All you need to do is wait for the Sunday, November 30th deadline to pass. And if you haven't posted and you're not part of the business analytics program, I will randomly assign you a group. And so on the 1st, I will assign you a group and say, here's the group that you're working with. I don't expect really anyone to work on the project until then, but you can. And you should maybe. In terms to do that, I will do that directly after, so it's kind of on my priority. It's actually blocked on there on those pieces. If you're in the business analytics program, you are going to work with the 509 groups unless I reach out to you otherwise. You don't have to do anything. I'll reach out to you because it's part of the competition. So get that done by November 30th. In terms of options, right? I've talked about this in class. I made my life a lot harder by allowing a bunch of different options, but I like to figure out what maybe you're interested in. Now, they're all going to be around the same kind of industry. They do use different data, right? So I haven't been super lazy with this, and I just frame it differently. I have 3 different types of data, but you're going to work for the same company. So on D2L, directly under the overview, you'll see 3 subsections, one for each of these projects. Well, there's probably more because I have like brand standards and stuff like that, but you need to either choose the first case, the American Express credit risk analysis. Note, students in the business analytics program, you are required to complete this case. Yeah, the second one is, so this is going to be more about like, do we have good clients, bad clients based upon their past payment history? Or you could do the American Express client attrition analysis. This is looking at clients that we have and that we've lost. And then we've got a more internal one where we have the American Express internal HR attrition analysis. So this is more on hiring and firing and people leaving and stuff like that. So they use different data sets. I had to keep the brand consistent. That way I can kind of grade consistently from you all. The deliverables are the same for them, just your findings and the data that you work with is going to be different. Note, you never have to tell me what you pick. When I start grading things, I'll know as we kind of go through those. In terms of, I'll talk specifics about the submissions and things like that, and the deliverables. But for now, please note that there are going to be 4 things that get submitted. 3 of them, I just need one group member to do. So you're going to have an Excel file with your link to the final Tableau visualization. Please note there is no way for 2 people to work on a visualization, so you may just need to get creative. If you need to use multiple links, that's perfectly fine. The final infographic and the final video presentation. So again, I just need one group member. It can be the same group member. It can be different group members. I don't care. If multiple people do it, I'm going to grade the most recent one that's before the deadline. So the oldest, the one closest to the deadline. Then everyone needs to submit a peer evaluation. Unless you're working alone, right? You don't have to submit that. So if you work alone, you automatically get the points associated with working with your peers, which is 10 points. So you're guaranteed a 10 percentage point score on this. If members of the team basically say that you're a bad teammate, not only am I going to subtract those 10 points, I'm going to subtract more than that. I can subtract up to 100%. So if you think you're just going to lollygag through the project and get the full points, good luck. Right, I've been doing this a while. I'm pretty good at spotting bad group mates. And ultimately, if I assign you and your group members kind of complain about you, I can fire you from the group as well. So please don't make me do that, but this is a real world class, so it's the real world. Due dates for those submissions. So it's going to be rapid fire towards the end of the semester. So for each of the projects, the Excel file with Tableau visualizations due Wednesday, December 10th. The professional infographic Thursday, December 11th. So you have a day to build this if you want. You can build it before that, obviously. The final video presentation the following day, Friday. And then the group peer evaluation is going to be due Monday, the 15th. Note, I will not make the group peer evaluation available until all 3 of these are submitted, because what happens is you fill it out and then you find out that someone bails on you, and it's not a fair grade. And so I will make that available Saturday, December 13th at 6 a.m. I will send multiple reminders to make sure you do it. It takes 5 minutes, right? Just get it done there. Same questions. I'll be in the class, stuff like that. Note, I'm going to select some winners: best visual, best video presentation. I should put best infographic, and best overall project. They'll receive a certificate after the grading is complete. It'll take me a while, but I will eventually get it as a credential that you can highlight. So for the deliverables, I'll talk a little bit more about these. So it's going to be evaluated based upon 4 key dimensions. It is a data viz class, so the biggest component is cleaning up your associated Excel file or files, and the Tableau visualization. So each group is going to be required to do 1 exploratory at least, and then 3 explanatory dashboards to key insights. Each case, I talk specifically about what should be in those. So you'll see the specifics about, hey, what to do, and each one has its own video in those. For the professional infographic, you've almost all designed one of these. You're going to create one. It's going to be worth 20 points. It's going to just summarize your key findings. Ideally, you'll be able to use things from these Tableau visualizations. Please note, brand standards are very important across all of these. I care less about the Excel file, but on the Tableau visualizations, on the infographic, it's all about the brand, right? And I have the brand standards for Amex that we're going to use. Again, each component is outlined specifically within whichever case you choose. Design tool, I obviously hope you'll use Adobe Express since we've used it before, but you can use whatever you want. I'm agnostic in terms of that if you like a tool better and you think it works better. Final executive video presentation. I get the most questions on this, so I've put a little bit more detail on this. The executive video presentation will be evaluated on content completeness, adherence to specifications, i.e., please keep it 4 to 7 minutes. and then professionalisms of both the slides displayed and the delivery. Every presentation must follow the brand standards. Team introductions should be on there with a professional photograph, a data overview section with key variables, walk me through the visuals, right? You're gonna have to be effective here. And then any future analysis recommendations, avenues for deeper explorations, closing remarks. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. Slide design, I mean, you've built pitch decks in Adobe Express already. It has voiceover options. You do not have to be on camera, right? Let me say that again. You do not have to be on camera. All members of the group do not have to talk, right? It can be one member. I don't really care. But it should be professional. There should be no stumbling. I think why not go all in on the Adobe Express? But I've recorded presentations on PowerPoint before, right? It works. It's tolerable. You just got to find a way to get it to me in sort of a video. Individual contribution, again, I'll ask about criteria. You'll evaluate yourself and everyone in your group and go from there. Again, I can give you a 0 if your peers say you did absolutely nothing. All right, so that's it for the overview. Now what you need to do is, if you haven't already, go figure out how you want to work on this. If you're going to work independently or you know your group, post. If not, wait. I will assign you. You'll know first thing Monday morning, and you'll essentially have 10 days to work on this together. If you want, explore the 3 cases on D2L. Each will have an overview document. It'll have data. It has I have the American Express brand standards. Please also use the Eller information and logo. So I have the Eller logos just so they know that it's not actually American Express. You can put a note on there that this is a simulation if you really want, but it helps kind of like I think a lot of you all have or will take consulting. You'll use it. So it's kind of a combo in that kind of piece. But each case will have that in there. Yeah, so good luck and let me know if you have any questions.